Here we go. Welcome back. I thought today I would share some of my past history job so that I can possibly debunk some of the myths that are around, such as prestige, about being a lawyer. A taste of some of the realities in case you're looking to study law. It takes a certain kind of person to be attracted to the law. It takes another kind of person who, once they've started their career, to actually stay with it throughout their entire life. If the idea of sitting for a living, having your butt become the shape of a chair, using your mind in a way where overactive analysis becomes the new normal, causation cannot be established as to whether this 328 calorie item of food will accumulate fat cells on or around my derriere. And being on a timer for the rest of your life, then you might just love being a lawyer, and spending at least $60,000 on a law degree is a good idea. When I was studying law, I didn't really realize what the perception of that was until I told people, and then they looked at me like, ooh. But I definitely wasn't motivated to study law because of any prestige that was associated with it. I genuinely wanted to help people. That was my motivation for getting in. I was especially interested in helping those who couldn't speak for themselves, so representing victims of crime was really on my radar. My brain is naturally wired to be analytical, so I really excelled academically in studying law, topping a lot of my classes, apparently being cut out to be a lawyer. I love solving puzzles. I like having tools, being faced with a challenge, and then just figuring out how to fix the problem. Very goal and mission oriented. Perfect for the law. But is it really that great? As you probably know, there are downsides to everything, including personal qualities. So I wanted to share my experience and also my personal observations of others in this particular career. Firstly, you're a workhorse. You're a workhorse in a very systematic, repetitive environment. You're expected to answer your phone in the middle of the night, work on weekends. For me, I was taking briefs home on weekends. They're basically folders of documents and evidence in preparation for going to court. And structure everything you do in 6-minute billable increments. Weirdly, we were never told this at university. It's probably not the best selling point for a bachelor's degree to be like, sign up for corporate jail, have no life, join other humans who use copious amounts of alcohol to calm down, forget about their day. Although I probably should have seen that red flag of alcoholic tendencies early. In law schools, they often have a 2-hour, $5, all you can drink, including spirits. Very subtle way of priming us for reality. Having worked in law firms across 3 states of Australia, including sole practitioners, national firms, global firms, state and federal governments, I would guess that at least 60% of career lawyers have some kind of alcohol or drug addiction problem. It's weird because it's almost glamorized in the law compared to other industries where people might look down on those who, are having some kind of alcohol struggle and get judged really harshly for it. But as a lawyer, it's almost like a rite of passage in a strange... For example, it's not considered a problem or an addiction if in law a partner, smells like alcohol or starts drinking at 4 p.m. in front of their colleagues who act like that's normal or pretends they don't notice. And even jokes are made about it, like, so-and-so drinks like a fish. Have you seen Kev's wine cellar? It's bigger than his house. John got very merry at client drinks last night. Also about being a workhorse, particularly in criminal law, I started feeling not really very feminine. I stopped sort of feeling like a woman and stuff those emotions down. So you get to the courtroom and you're not allowed to show emotion. You have to be all rational and logical, and then you can't really show emotion at work. And then you go home and nobody wants to see an emotional woman. So everything's like repression. Becoming overweight is also a common occurrence because mix sedentary lifestyle with high stress job, i.e. cortisol is released. We all know that's our favorite fat storing hormone. I was size 16 going on size 18 at the age of 26, waiting to split my pants, going to a profession where you're effectively sitting all day, being given the eye by your managers if you get up from your desk. What are you doing standing up? Sit! I mean, I got big. And I don't really carry weight in any particular area. I just kind of get big all over, like fairly evenly, so I look like a front row forward. I might do a video on how I lost the weight and kept it off and share some tips. Let me know if you'd like to see that content for a future video. Secondly, it is not glamorous. It's not Suits, it's not Law and Order, so I'm just gonna knock this one on the head. Being in the courtroom is nothing like a TV show. For every 1% of time that you're actually in the courtroom, it's like 99% of the time you're going through a brief at your desk in the office. Reading documents, lots of documents. So the legal profession is not like a Netflix show, especially in Australia. There's no Fifth Amendment, there's no right to a phone call. We don't have moves to strike. Look, just stop watching TV, okay? If you want a taste of the legal life, especially if you're looking to study law, I highly recommend you get yourself into a courtroom. They're publicly available spaces unless they're locked courtrooms. Closed courts are usually for, sensitive matters, children's matters, things like that. Go and sit in the back of the courtroom, watch how it goes. Try to get into a criminal law case if you can, because civil law can be really dry, especially like tax, like paragraph 392 of section 1574A of chapter 19 of the Tax Amendment Act of 1987. This is why I didn't specialize in taxation law. Hit and runs, drunk driving, assault, that should be enough to float your legal boat. It's also not glamorous in the sense that I have literally read emails from clients to lawyers that said something along the lines of, this was a CEO from a large international mining corporation, so it was really interesting and eye-opening perspective on how sometimes big businesses' perception of lawyers is very different to, the mums and dads who want their kids to be a lawyer. Just know what you're getting into. Thirdly, you're going to be constantly, daily, and forevermore exposed to negativity. Reading the pleadings on many cases, that is the court documents, reading and seeing evidence of the things that humans do to other humans, children and animals, is like, I hate humans. Being continually exposed to the worst of human behavior. It creates a state where at the end of the day, you don't want anything to do with other people. You don't want to see, hear, or interact with any other human being. And also by the end of the day, there's actually not much day left because it's usually evening or nighttime by the time you get home. And your mental and emotional ability to do anything else outside work is pretty much gone. Why the heck did I get into law? It's not just the cases that you're working on that exhibits the worst behavior of our species. Sometimes it's also the office environment itself. You will have senior partners or management expecting you to not go home at a normal hour. There's a lot of guilt around people who leave at any time before 6 o'clock at night, even if you started at 6 a.m. in the morning. Staff end up making jokes between each other such as, just bring your mattress in like the rest of us, ha ha. Oh, quick story time, I've just remembered this now that I'm talking about the negativities of being a lawyer. There was one head of department who literally was screaming at me, saying, you're not supposed to tell the client the truth, you're supposed to massage them and make them feel better. Yeah. That was the moment that I decided I no longer wanted to be a lawyer. I mean, there was a whole pile of stuff that happened way before then over the years, but it's like a slow moving train wreck of a career where you just sometimes wake up one day and think, why am I doing this? Because you are a unit of labor for the system. You're not a human being, you're a human doing to bring in the money so you can hit your billable targets each month. So your manager can show their senior, who can show their senior, that you never saw daylight for that month and possibly developed an illness, but wow, you made us a profit. If you die, you will be replaced, whereupon the work that you tirelessly performed will be forgotten immediately, and your name will hold no meaningful place in history. You are not a hero. Boz, that got dark. But, truth, it's not always tasty. But on the plus side, every job is going to have some level of crap factor and also some redemptive qualities. You want to find a job that you can enjoy the process enough despite the crap in the job. Sure, you can do a demoralizing job for a bigger amount of money, yay, but then you'll hate your life at some point. So there's a sweet spot to balance out. And this goes for running your own business too. It's not like you quit the employee life and then run your own business and you're free from problems. It's everywhere. Crap factor's everywhere. Crap factor. It sounds like a new game show. I got to a point financially in law where I was earning more money, you know, that six-figure income that seems to be touted around in marketing circles and spammed at you like that's some kind of magical number to hit. Earn 6 figures watching my video, earn 6 figures just buying my ebook, you know, like, if you're miserable, you're not successful. And I'm guessing you're probably miserable to be around too. And when you're unhappy, you start spending stuff on things to hopefully make yourself feel better, and it's a dead cycle. Wait, this was supposed to be the part where I get positive. Oh! Putting aside all the lawyer jokes, lawyers are people. Most lawyers that I've worked with are in it for similar reasons. They got into it because they want to help people. Are there egomaniacs in law firms? Yes, like every single walk of life. There are some people who get into it or they start developing a real ego boost. I have literally seen and heard partners screaming at each other over the boardroom table for grabbing high-profile clients so they look more prestigious. That does go on. But there have been some really standout lawyers that I have worked with. They just raised the humanity bar. My love and respect for a partner who shows kindness, it's an act of service. I mean, my appreciation and respect for them maxes out completely. It says a lot when a partner is actually of service, not just to their clients, but also to their colleagues in the office. There was one partner in a particular law firm in Sydney who he always had a kind word to say to everyone. He would welcome someone's ideas and input about a case or about maybe the way the office system could be more efficient. And he never made somebody feel stupid or unappreciated. It made me realize that maybe we've got a little backwards in business. Somehow it's become normal to expect bad treatment at work. Being yelled at, having your shortcomings announced in front of other staff members, going into work knowing that you're entering an environment that doesn't encourage collaboration or caring. Yeah, I think we've got a few things to work on in our business model. Speaking of giving, I actually have some pretty exciting news to share with you all. You may have noticed I have reached 100 subscribers thanks to you. That's so exciting! For anyone who doesn't have a channel, just by way of context, having 100 subscribers is a bit of a milestone on YouTube because it allows you to customize name your YouTube channel URL. So instead of a whole bunch of numbers and letters which make no sense and you can't possibly find your channel by typing in all those like 16 numbers, I think. I don't know, it's something crazy. I can now actually name my channel, so thank you. If you're finding this content helpful or of value, I appreciate you sharing it. Maybe somebody else you know might find this content valuable. Maybe it helps them avoid the law. I don't know. But if you could share, that would be much appreciated. So the bigger the community becomes, the more content that is of value to you, the more we all win, because I mean, you've helped make this happen and I appreciate your support. So let's have some fun with this. If we can't have fun on YouTube. So that's it for the week. But seriously, I hope you found this topic helpful for anyone who's looking to go in the law or become a lawyer. So you take care of yourself and I'll see you next time.